Okay, so yesterday we got our AI working for our different tiers of vulture. So that white one is a hunter, red one is bounder. So the hunter's a little bit faster than the bounder, and the shadow lord's a little faster than the hunter. We've got the flapping amounts set to be a little more sporadic as you level up. So I think what we're going to do now is turn off this tester jockey, this tester taxi, and this tester jockey, wherever that jockey may be. So if we turn off this taxi, okay, I thought we didn't write it. Okay, this taxi one, we gotta delete all this taxi one stuff. Okay. Okay, so we've got this not very well programmed because we've got it all locked into our taxi one. So we need to factor this out so it not only does a collision check for a taxi one and a jockey's one, but any taxi with its corresponding jockey. So this is a little tricky. I'm curious where this jockey's one is being instantiated. Bro, I see jockey's one right here. What do you mean? That was my bad. That was my bad. Jockey. Okay. But where is jockey one getting instantiated? Right here. So let's take this jockey off. Take that jockey off. We should not have the jockey anymore, but our taxi one. So yeah, this whole conditional here is for a very specific case of a jockey one colliding with a taxi one, and we don't even have a taxi one anymore. We need to cycle through all of our taxis. Yep. Okay, so we can have this as a template, but we need to do better. So we need to cycle through now. Wave one, I believe, is just 3, which is why all of our stuff is kind of hard-coded at 3 right now. So I'm going to just do 3 to stay consistent, but we're going to have to change that. But targets 1, comma 3, do. Swear Vim is cool, I swear. What is happening, man? Okay. For I, so we're doing it, this will make it so that our I position gives us the index of the same thing. So we're trying to ask if our, we do have a taxis table, correct? Let's just make sure we've got a taxis table. Yes, we do. So we'll say if taxis at that ith table collides with our collides with a jockey at the same index. So we say jockeys at the ith index. Then we want to do something. What we want to do is set that taxi at our ith index. We want to set its graveyard to false, so we can update its position. Or actually, no, we want to send the taxi to the graveyard because it collided with a jockey. So we're sending it to the graveyard so that it stops being rendered, essentially, stops being a collidable object there. But then we also need to set our jockey at that index to also go to the graveyard. And then next thing we're doing is we're instantiating the vulture with the proper DX. And we're doing that based on which direction it's going. So we need to instantiate a vulture at our ith index with the correct DX. So I'm gonna just copy this crap. So we want to check if our taxi at our ith index is spacing right, and if so, we give it the positive index, positive DX, and we instantiate it at our taxi's last X. So we would say taxis dot last X and okay, so now that's the proper instantiation for our vulture based on the taxi's last position. And then all we have to do is give it this negative DX. So we'd go right here, negative. Okay, so we move the taxi to the graveyard, we move the jockey to the graveyard, we instantiate our vulture at that last position of that taxi with its appropriate DX. Then we need to turn graveyard false, spawning false, grounded false. I guess we don't. Yeah, I guess grounded false is okay. Then we increment that here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. We need to say our vultures at index I dot graveyard will now get false, so we can update its position. Then vulture spawning false, so that it doesn't actually spawn from the ground or rise up, because we only need that when they spawn beginning of a match. So spawning gets false. Because in the init of our vultures class, we do have spawning set to true, so that anytime we instantiate, they would rise out of the ground, but not if they get upgraded. So we're also gonna become not grounded. Okay. And that will just make it so that they're in the air. By the time they get instantiated, I guess it just makes it look a bit more dynamic. We could leave it false, but I think it makes it look a little bit more dynamic because they would have to land, or they could flap soon, so it depends. So it kind of gives it a little bit more variety, I feel like. And then the last thing we do is we're going to upgrade that tier. So the last thing we do is upgrade the tier so that it gets the appropriate DX upgrade and appropriate sprite. So if it's a bounder, the tier will upgrade it to a hunter that's white. It's a little faster. And then if a hunter dies and its egg hatches into a jockey and that taxis hits that jockey, then it'll go to a Shadow Lord, which is a bit faster even. So tier gets tier +1, so we increment it. And then we should be able to take that out and we shouldn't crash. Ideally. So let's see. Well, actually, we don't have any vultures spawning, so it should just be us, actually, because we're not spawning our jockey or our taxi. And we still got a taxi 1 somewhere, 542. So 542. Right here. We update the taxi, so I guess, oh no, we update our taxis table here. So yeah, that was just for the tester. For now, I'm just gonna comment it out. 591 also. 591. And we render it. Expecting. It's not what I was hoping. It's not what I tried to do. What is that? What is happening? Man. What's happening? Vultures 1? What is that? I don't know where that's coming from, man. What? I don't know what I'm looking for because I don't know why this is happening. I'm gonna take out what I just wrote, just in case that's what messed everything up. It is. So what are we doing totally wrong here? Oh, you know what's happening? Oi. Okay. I think they're colliding in the graveyard, I think, which is spawning many taxis. No, but why would it be more than 3 ever though? So, or yeah, more vultures. Let me check the taxi graveyard and the jockey graveyard and see if they might be the same. Graveyard -40, -40. So that's for our taxi. So let's see our jockey, which we don't have in Harpoon. Graveyard -20. Okay, they are different graveyard. Okay. What's wrong with us, man? We're better than this. What the fuck? So vultures 1 is the one vulture going across the grain. Why are there more vultures there? So we're instantiating a vulture if we collide with a jockey. Taxi. Let me just change our taxi graveyard to be further. I don't know. I don't know what else to try, because I'm thinking that it's just detecting. It's so jacked, man. What is going on? Oh, fuck. What's so weird is there shouldn't be more than 3 vultures, period. Because we're only doing this for loop for I is 3. So if we take this instantiation out, see what in the world is happening? Why are there 3 vultures here? What is going on? Because if we take this line out, there's no vultures. Yet, we have this line in, even though we're not instantiating any vultures, there's 3. And they're white. What the fuck? Where do we instantiate our vultures? Oh, we don't. That's what we just turned off. See, look, we're not even instantiating our original vultures here. Why would 3 appear? Why would 3 vultures appear here? If we don't, that's so weird. And I mean, it has to be detecting this collision between it. I mean, there's our bounders back, but why would it be detecting a collision between our taxi Our jockey. How would we be doing that? Every taxi is colliding with every jockey. I think. If we set our graveyard way out there, we still have 3. What is going on? What is going on? I don't know, man. Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it one bit. If not tables populated, then go ahead and instantiate our vultures at our graveyard. I think we need to set... What's going on? So our old code here has a jockeys 1, platform 3, and graveyard false. Doesn't our jockeys get instantiated graveyard true? Yeah. So we're taking it out of the graveyard, but it doesn't explain why we're colliding. Okay, let's literally do back to basics. Let's print our taxi 1, jockey 1, X and Y to see if they're colliding. Let's make sure our taxi class has a collision function that makes sense. We can't find anything. Okay. Let's go back to our play state. Now we're just going to print up taxis 1, jockey 1, X and Y. So let's go down here to our debug. And we're printing up taxi 1, X. We're wanting to say taxis at index 1 dot x converted to a string. Now we want taxi 1y. And we want jockey 1. Jockey 1x. Then Okay, if this doesn't enlighten us, I don't know what the heck's going on. Let's see. They're not colliding. So why do we have 3 vultures? Why do we have 3 vultures? We're not even instantiating. What is going on? If I take that line of code out, we get no vultures. So that means this line of code somehow, if it's not instantiating them, it's taking them out of the graveyard. So our taxis, our collide function's got to be busted. Yeah, our collide function's got to be broken. Let's print up the answer to this. Taxi collide jockey is what this is. Trash, trash. Fucking trash. Taxis 1 collides with Jockey 1. Now this should be a true or false, and it should be false. So if it's true, we know our collide function's busted. It's not colliding. Are any of them colliding? 1 wasn't colliding. Was 2 colliding? This makes me even more confused because I don't know what the heck's wrong. They're not colliding, man. As if, I mean, they shouldn't be colliding, and they aren't, so what the heck's wrong? Why are we spawning 3 of them? Because that line of code wouldn't be executed. Well, actually, we turned it off. So let's go ahead and turn it back on and see. Yeah, not colliding. Not colliding. So why are we spawning? Why are we spawning those guys? What the heck's going on, man? If we take out the graveyard to false, they don't spawn. See, this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So this line of code stops the vultures from spawning or from coming out. But this line of code would only execute if our taxi collides with the jockey would be true, which it is false. printing the answer of this. We're printing this up. Taxis collides with jockeys. Printing. It's false. We're not colliding. So why is that line executing? Why would this line make a difference? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense at all to me. Why the heck? I can't figure this out right now. I'm exhausted. I'll leave myself a note saying, why does this spawn 3 vultures? Okay. I'm gonna take a look at the git diff just in case I spot anything. So instead of instantiating a taxi, we're not, because taxis only get instantiated if an egg's hatched. We're no longer instantiating a jockey for the same reason. Now we're checking for collision for every taxi with its jockey. So on the first loop, I is 1. If taxis 1 collides with jockeys 1, taxis 1 goes to graveyard, jockeys 1 goes to graveyard. That shouldn't be spawning. I don't get it at all. Don't get it at all. Why these lines are executing if we're not colliding with the jockey. Maybe it's colliding on like frame 1, you know? Maybe it's colliding frame 1, and it gets sent to the graveyard, and then it doesn't get called again. So what's going on? I swear to God, it's got to be something simple like that. Like, it's got to be we've got to be accidentally colliding on frame 1 or something. I don't know any other difference or any other thing that could be happening. So let's take a look at where we init our taxi. And I think it's a parameter. Yes, it's a parameter. It's the first 2 parameters. So we need to see, just because we changed the graveyard to be non-colliding, doesn't mean we changed our initialization in our parameters to be non-colliding. So that's got to be it. It's got to be it. Same with our jockey. It is a parameterization initialization. So let's find in our play state where we're actually instantiating our jockeys. And actually we don't, or we do instantiate them even from frame 1. -20, and check that out. Taxis -20, so they are colliding on that frame 1. So let's go back to our taxi class. Let's go graveyard. Where's our graveyard? Come on, graveyard. We don't have a graveyard for our taxis? Thought we just changed it. Thought we literally just tweaked this to... Yeah, right here. Okay. We're gonna do -40 for our taxi graveyard. Okay. Now, in our play state, when we instantiate them, we need to give it this -40. And then we shouldn't do that silly mistake. So, we look at where we instantiate Jockey and taxi. Yep, we put them right in the same damn spot. That's why it's happening. So, we'll just put this to our graveyard spot so that they don't collide. And now, when we go to our collision right here, come on. I was literally looking for that line. Yep. Now, if we leave this on, now we shouldn't spawn 3, and we don't. Thank God. Okay. So, now that we got that taken care of, what we can do is get our original vultures back. So, I'm going to take off this debugging for now. We got to turn our original vulture instantiations on. So I'm going to go find where we instantiate a vulture. Not in our graveyard, right here. We get our vultures 1 back. We get our vulture 2 back. And yep, we're instantiating them now, and upon a reset, we should be rendering them. So let's see, we should have our 3 originals back. Nope. Argument 2. Mm-hmm. 288. We don't give an index for our vulture spawn? Yeah, we do. We do, man. It's the last parameter. Yeah, it was the last parameter. What the heck's going on, man? Oh, yeah, man. We're not giving it an index here. We should be giving it a 1 as the last parameter here. And we are, and 2 and 3. So we should be we should be right, man. We should be right. Okay. We must have taken something off when we went to go test this jockey stuff, and I'm just not seeing it. Oh, bad argument too. Just say random seed. Passing in the self-index of the vulture, and we instantiate the vulture with an index, so I don't get why it's a bad argument. I don't get it at all. We look at our vulture instantiation. We're giving it an index. This one isn't even running, even though this is the wrong index. Let's just make this the better index. Where is this faulty index, man? This faulty, we're giving it a non-nil index here. When it crashes, does it say it's a nil? What does it say? Number expected got nil. But we don't, where is that happening? Where? I is getting passed in, so it shouldn't be nil. So it's probably not there. And we do it here. We pass in the 1. We've already checked that. Pass in the 1, not a nil. We pass in a 2, not a nil. Pass in a 3, not a nil. Why are we nil? What the fuck? Same with right here. So if we go and then we spawn vultures. Jacked. What's happening? If we go to our line that has been the line we wrote today. Come on, man. I know that's in there. Let's take this off. Okay. Crash is still zero idea. Zero idea. We were just spawning our vultures, no problem. We, in fact, had too many vultures. And now, all of a sudden, they all crash. No. I don't think it's there, but let's go to turn this stuff off. Okay, so we are crashing here for whatever reason. It says the index, so look at this. One argument, 2 argument, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 is a positive 1. We take a look at our vulture. Our 6th argument, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and index of a positive 1. So look, take out this index, take out this random seed, okay? Now, in our play state, let's go back. Let's just try to get Vulture 1. We shouldn't crash because we're not acquiring the fuck. I'm not going to fix this tonight. I do not have the energy for this right now. Do not have the energy for this right now. Zero idea. Zero idea why it's so broke. This is so jacked. I'll fix it tomorrow. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and I'll show you how to debug a disaster.